So, hello everyone. I'm very happy to be here with you today and with Laurent, the CEO of Reinert. We will present to you today his company's digital transformation. So Reinert is a Luxembourgish SME specialized in B2B distribution in three main activities that are automotive, industry and safety equipment. This presentation will take place as follows. I'll start by quickly give you an overview of Resultants Group. Then I'll hand over to Laurent, who's going to present to you the project overview as well as the integration phases. Then we'll deep dive into three main functionalities designed for Reinert to face their challenges. So, about Resultants and Metrom. So I'll be quick because I'm sure you all want to deep dive into the project details. So quickly, we are more than 150 consultants and digital experts. We have a European footprint with 8 offices located in Belgium, France, Luxembourg and more recently in the UK. We have more than 20 years of experience in process optimization, digital transformation and change management. Now we'll go and deep dive on the project, starting by a short video.
L'entreprise a été fondée en 1925 et on est spécialisé dans la vente et la distribution de tout ce qui est pièces automobiles industrielles et sécurité. Ensuite, on a aussi 2 services sur le terrain, la partie gestion du parc incendie, donc d'extincteurs et d'alarmes incendie dans les bâtiments, et alors un service après-vente. On est sur un site de 4000 m² à Leu-de-Lange où on a un magasin qui fait plus ou moins 20% de notre chiffre d'affaires et le reste c'est l'entrepôt. Lors de notre prise de Reinert début 2023, on a vite constaté que le système ERP était archaïque et vieillissant. On a d'abord décidé de changer de système pour améliorer notre service vis-à-vis des clients, pour améliorer la qualité de travail de nos employés, pour améliorer aussi la fiabilité de tous les process dans nos livraisons et dans la gestion de notre stock et de notre inventaire. Nous avons fait appel à Resultants pour 2 raisons. 1, l'intégration du nouveau système Odoo dans notre entreprise et 2, l'accompagnement dans cette intégration de notre nouveau système. L'accompagnement se fait sur 3 axes. Le premier, c'est business, donc l'analyse d'abord du comment ça fonctionne, le ASIS, pour aller vers le to be, comment ça va fonctionner dans le nouveau système. Le deuxième axe, c'est la data, en sachant qu'on a plus de 200 000 références ici en stock et plus de 2 millions de références qui sont disponibles sous 24 heures. Et le troisième axe, c'est l'accompagnement évidemment des personnes. On est 93 personnes ici dans l'entreprise et 75 étaient directement confrontées au changement du nouvel ERP. L'entreprise, quand elle se coupe à un moment donné et qu'elle redémarre le lendemain, pour nos clients, évidemment, ils attendent la même qualité de service et de répondants de notre côté. Et donc c'est ce travail-là qu'on a fait en amont avec Resultants et nos équipes aussi. Les résultats de cette mission, c'est qu'on a réussi à simplifier les processus opérationnels à travers la digitalisation de l'entreprise. Mais au-delà de ça, notre investissement permet aussi maintenant de voir l'entreprise à long terme. Odoo permet, de par son ADN, de se développer au fur et à mesure des années et donc même nous d'avancer avec le système et le système d'avancer avec nous pour qu'on soit toujours à jour dans la partie ERP opérationnelle. La vraie réussite du projet, ça a été de tenir finalement les 7 mois. Au 1er janvier 2024, on a coupé l'ancien système pour le nouveau. Et cette réussite-là, elle n'aurait pas eu lieu sans Resultants et le partenariat qu'on a construit avec eux. Parce qu'au-delà de l'expertise métier, il y a aussi eu l'accompagnement physique sur le terrain. Ma vraie satisfaction dans toute cette aventure, c'est d'avoir mis Reinert dans une position où on peut voir l'avenir plus sereinement. We decided to change the system in July. The sound, yes, it works. Yeah. So we decided to change last year in July the ERP to Odoo, and the deadline was the 1st January for go live. It was a big challenge, and that's why we work with Resultants and Metrom, because it concerned directly 75 people and also 12 modules, so going from the orders, selling, contacts, purchasing, accounting, POS as well, as you saw on the video. So all the company run today on Odoo. The only points that doesn't work, that is not in Odoo is an HR. So the implementation of Odoo was in 3 phases. The first one was the big one, more or less 6 months, was the conception and positioning of the company, so how it worked before, last year in the old system and how it will work in the new system. Also we mapped everything with resultants and the team and our project management team to validate the flow and to validate how it will work in the new system. And also one of the big work in the company was the data cleaning, because you have to know that the old system was more than 25 years old and we never cleaned the data, and that's why one of my points was also not to take all the old data into Odoo and to clean it before taking in Odoo, and we test also all this new data in import in the UAT. The UAT, the user acceptance test, is the second phase. It's more or less 1 to 2 months. It was very important to take people before the go live into Odoo, and that's why we do a lot of demonstration to our employees, and also resultants organize more than 30 coaching sessions with all departments and people of the company, so they could also take the feedbacks of the people, but more importantly, the people could also imagine how they will work the year after. We also validate the import of everything we validate before, and we worked before with Resultants Metrom, and we went go live the 1st January of this year, and that's why we have a 3rd phase in this implementation, and for me it's one of the most important phase. It's the post go live, the post-production, because 75 people, it's a lot, and you increase for sure the stress at the beginning, and for me it was important to have resultants team with us during 1-2 months to help our people to decrease the stress and also to take care about the new habits. So we start directly on a good way with Odoo and not with wrong process and so on. Yes, Clem.
Okay, so now let's deep dive into 3 major functionalities that have been implemented at Reinert. So the multiple delivery flows management, the automation of pricing updates, as well as the article creation. Then we'll finish with the improvement of the customer experience through an API with a business platform. So I'll give the floor back to Laurent.
Yes, for the first one, so before we had a logistic, a warehouse organized around paper. So printers everywhere, people walking everywhere, running everywhere to get the information through the office, through the logistic and so on. So a lot of mistakes and a lot of time spending for nothing. And with Resultants we worked on 2 main points, so reducing the back and forth between the departments, in putting the zebra scanning into the hands of all our people into the warehouse, but also organizing the routes in logistics and between where the orders have to be sent. So we have a point of sale, and also we make deliveries, and for the people who make the orders, we develop with Resultants something to make it more easy, and we reduce the time spending in the warehouse for these features, for this work, more or less by 30% and more.
I'm sure I tried to not the mic.
Continue.
I'm sure you're wondering how it works in Odoo. So as a salesperson, it's quite easy for me to create my sales order and to initiate the right route within my warehouse. So for deliveries, I have nothing to do, since the routes are and the tours are defined on the delivery addresses of my customer, and so they come automatically. All I have to do is use the checkbox to notify if my customer is willing to come pick his order in the shop, and I can also inform my logistic colleagues that I'm going to take the picking by myself. Let's jump into the new feature.
The second one of the main points in the automotive part, is one of the departments in our company and one of the main departments in the company. What is complex, it's you have a huge amount of articles, more than 2 million, and you have to update it with your supplier, database, and so on. And before, we update pricing and articles maximum 1 time per year. And so you can imagine when the supplier increased the price like it was the last years, we never changed it, and we realized as well that some products were sold with losing money. With Resultance Metrum, we developed features in Odoo to make it more easy. So the idea is to import the database of the supplier directly into Odoo to update everything. And today it's easy to change every price every month or every quarter, depending the supplier. But for us, it's now a real-time updates from the database of articles, pricing, description, because of the work we did together. And Clémentine will show you how it works in Odoo.
Yes, of course. So, to set up the automated catalog updates in Odoo, all I need to do is to configure only once my supplier model. So as you can see, I can match the columns of the file I received with fields in Odoo. And after that, I simply need to upload my file as soon as I receive it from my supplier in the located SharePoint that I configured just over there. And Odoo will automatically pick the files, adapt it, and create article in Odoo based on rules in order to not having duplicates. And if the article already exists, the price is just simply updated. So, as you can see, important thing is that if my supplier change the format of the file, I can still adapt my supplier model in Odoo without a developer intervention. So I have the power to change everything and to make sure that all the things works.
And so my team are working alone for the updates of pricing articles into Odoo. So the last point, it's the Reinert. So it's to our customer, mainly the garage, they have access to a database given by us where they can find everything around the car they have to maintain. For example, the plates, the chassis number, the model, the years, the motor, etc. And before we had a system, we changed also this system this year, but before we had a system where it was very slow, but also the customer had to make an order there, and then it was printed into our company, and my team, my customer service team, had to re-encode it manually into our system. You have to know that references in automotive sector, it's very long and complicated, so a lot of mistakes were realized into our orders, and so we jumped and ran everywhere to correct our mistakes for the customer. Today, we reduce completely the time to manage the re-encoding of the orders, because in addition, we have a better platform that is more fast and more user-friendly, but also when the order is confirmed by the customer, it goes directly into Odoo without printing or otherwise other things for encoding, and goes directly also to the picking station, so no customer service has to validate it if we have everything in stock in our company. If it's not in stock, our customer service only have to check where we need to buy the products to be delivered fast from our supplier. And so we reduced error by more than 99%, but more important, we reduced re-encoding time by 70%, and that's why today we have a better service for our customer, because we can take more time to discuss with them by phone or by email for a specific question concerning other subjects.
So in practical terms, as Laurent said, as a garage owner, all I have to do is log on into Reinert. Then I enter the car model, the chassis number, and the type of parts I need. And then the platform will immediately indicate the good reference with my preferred price and the information of the stock level at Reinert, and also when I will be delivered. So for example, Laurent, you will be delivered tomorrow at 7 a.m. by Reinert. As I confirm my order in the system and in the platform, a pic is directly sent into Reinert's logistics and through an API, and then the preparation begins. So, I'd like to conclude this talk by explaining our implementation philosophy. We are strongly convinced in Resultance and Metrum Group that every digital project is first and foremost a business project. It is the reason why we make our integration project with multidisciplinary teams from both IT and technical experts of Metrum and business and process experts from Resultance. So I don't know if I already mentioned, but Metrum, which is an Odoo Gold partner, is our digital branch. So our goal is to bring value to your company through the transformation. And what can bring value to companies and SMEs? Odoo, of course. And it is the reason why we chose Odoo 10 years ago as a digital transformation enabler for his disruptive, evolutive, and adaptable DNA. And I'm sure, Laurent.
But to finish, we can say that yes, it's good to have a good system, and I'm sure you agree, because I agree that on the point that Odoo is for me the best system for our business, that's for sure. But also to have a good system, we also need good users. And for projects, you need to take into account the discipline to invest in the coaching session for your people and the formation of your people, because you can have the best system in the world. If you have not the good users, the system will go wrong, and you will not be happy with the change management you wish in your company. Thank you for your time. If you have questions.
Thank you.
First of all, I'm going to take some questions from the public. Just feel free to raise your hands if you have questions. We can directly try to get you. Otherwise, I'm going to look into the pad. We already have some questions writing. All right, nobody in the public. So, how were all the users trained, and was change management hard? So I guess that's more of a question for you.
For both, because everyone was on the field at this moment, but how we manage the stress with the people and so on.
Yes, how change management.
Yes, the change management is one of the big topics, I think, that sometimes we forget in so project, because as I saw at the end, you can have the best system if you not have the way, if you not understand the way it works and the way it has to work, you go wrong directly, and then you accumulate error, and after a few weeks you can clean everything, and you have more work than before. So the change management is very important, and that's why we invest also on consultant on the field with our people, because only the project management and the direction, we were 3 on the project to manage all the company inside. For 75 users, it's not possible to be everywhere at the time, and so that's why it was important for us to have experts on the field, relaxing people, and put it in the new habits. And I can confirm that today, after more than 10 months of using Odoo full time in the company, the people are no worries about the problems that we had at the beginning. So the new habits are there, but it's important to take the 2-3 first months into this investment with coaching and so on.
Thank you.
And if I can add something, yes, in all of our projects, we we made a lot of effort in order to imply the people in the integration phase. So it's really important to, in the beginning of your project, to identify the key users. They will be the champions that will give the good words to all the people inside the company. And so we really have to work as a partner in order for the project to be a success.
Thank you for that. We have a few more questions in the pad, if you guys are still up for it. Did you also change your website e-commerce to Odoo's one? And if not, how did you manage the integration for having stock levels in real time?
So it's a good question because we worked with Resultance Metrom. The first step was to put out the old system, so the website was not on the old system. So that was not the first project, but today we are still working together, and we are moving also our website into Odoo to develop also a more e-commerce site without the automotive parts, where it's more specialized and it's more on another platform where Odoo cannot help us today because it's a specific topic for the sector. But yeah, the availability of the stock is sent by Odoo every 5 or 10 minutes, and so the availability is always it's more than 99% right.
So yes, in Odoo terms, we are now working, as Laurent said, in the e-commerce, but inside the scope of the first project, we already made a sort of e-commerce with a business platform which is specialized in automotive, because there are a lot of specificity that Laurent will surely be more pertinent to explain, but the chassis reference, the VIN, and so on. So we made, in order not to do too much development in Odoo, we made an API.
All right, thank you for that. I think we have time for one last question. Yeah? All right, perfect. Have you moved to Odoo production on a single shot?
Yes.
Or, sorry, I'm just finishing the question.
Yes.
Or have you deployed several steps to validate a single process on production, for example, before migrating the full company?
No, it's definitely yes, the answer. It was not easy, but it was yes, 100%, and it was the objective for the project. And we did it together, and it was the most important point. That's why we took a lot of effort before to do it with smartness and so on. And that's why we come back to the first question and to something we already thought. But you have to include your people at the beginning of the project, and not waiting November, December, or I don't know when you want to start, but 1 or 2 months before, and launching people and say, yes, in 2 months we will change system and you have to move your habits and so on. No, you have to integrate from the beginning everyone into the system with a team that believes in the changes, and that matched. And that's why it's a success, this project. Otherwise, if you don't have the team with you, you can say the consultant or whatever, but if your team is not okay with the project and they are not included in the project, it's a fail. Yeah.
Yes, it was a big bang in 7 months, so it would be a lie to say that it was not stressful and that the teams were not stressed the 1st January.
It's a big project.
But after 2 weeks, it was okay.
And for me, the CEO of the company, as I said in the video, today I can see the company on the long term, and that's for me and for my management also really, really important.
That's very good. Thank you.
Thank you.
Do we have any additional questions that you guys want to add? You can shout it on. I'm just gonna.
Of course, and you can also come to our booth.
Oh.
We are
There are
just
more questions, but
located
you
over
guys
there.
are gonna stay around here, right? So feel free to go and talk to them. They'll be happy to help you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.